Today we'll explore Shakespeare's The Winter's Tale, a remarkable play of jealousy, loss, forgiveness, and redemption.
Detailed plot summary. The Winter's Tale is one of William Shakespeare's late romances. It combines tragedy, comedy, and fantasy while exploring themes of jealousy, forgiveness, and redemption. The play is divided into two contrasting halves. The first is tragic, while the second is hopeful and joyful. The story begins in the kingdom of Sicily, where King Leonce warmly welcomes his lifelong friend King Polixenes of Bohemia, who has been visiting for 9 months. When Polixenes decides to return home, Leonce asks his pregnant wife, Queen Hermione, to persuade him to stay longer. Hermione succeeds, but Leonce suddenly becomes consumed by irrational jealousy. Without any evidence, he convinces himself that Hermione and Polixenes are having an affair and that the unborn child is not his. Leonce orders his loyal courtier Camillo to poison Polixenes. However, Camillo refuses to commit such a crime. Instead, he warns Polixenes, and together they escape to Bohemia. Their escape only strengthens Leonce's suspicions. Hermione is arrested and imprisoned, where she gives birth to a daughter. Leonce refuses to believe the child is his and orders Antigonus, a nobleman, to abandon the baby in a distant land. Antigonus leaves the infant on the coast of Bohemia with a bundle of gold and a note revealing her royal identity. Before leaving, he is famously chased and killed by a bear. Meanwhile, Hermione is put on trial for adultery. She firmly declares her innocence. A message arrives from the Oracle of Delphi, stating that Hermione is innocent. Polixenes is blameless, Camillo is honest, and Leonce is a jealous tyrant. Leonce rejects the oracle's judgment. Immediately afterward, news comes that his young son Mamilius has died from grief over his mother's imprisonment. Hermione collapses and is reported dead. Overcome with guilt, Leonce finally realizes his terrible mistake and spends the next 16 years mourning his wife and son. The abandoned baby is discovered by an old shepherd and his son. They name her Perdita and raise her as their own daughter. 16 years later, Perdita grows into a beautiful and kind young woman. She falls in love with Prince Florizel, the son of King Polixenes. Disguised, Polixenes attends a sheep-shearing festival and discovers the relationship. Angry because he believes Perdita is only a shepherd's daughter, he forbids the marriage and threatens the shepherd's family. Camillo helps Florizel and Perdita escape to Sicily. When they arrive, Leonce warmly receives them. The shepherd eventually reveals the items found with Perdita as a baby, proving that she is actually the daughter of Leonce and Hermione. Polixenes happily accepts the marriage because Perdita is of royal birth. In the play's final scene, everyone visits the home of Paulina, Hermione's faithful friend. There they admire a lifelike statue of Hermione. Suddenly, the statue comes to life. It is Hermione herself, who has been hidden away for many years. Leonce is reunited with his wife, forgiven for his mistakes, and the family is restored. The play ends with reconciliation, hope, and renewed harmony. Important characters. 1. Leonce, King of Sicily. His baseless jealousy causes the tragic events of the play, but he later repents and is forgiven. 2. Hermione, Queen of Sicily. She is noble, loyal, patient, and innocent despite being falsely accused. 3. Polixenes, King of Bohemia and Leonce's childhood friend. He escapes Leonce's murderous jealousy and later opposes his son's marriage before accepting it. 4. Perdita, daughter of Leonce and Hermione. Raised by shepherds, she represents innocence, beauty, and renewal. 5. Florizel, Prince of Bohemia and son of Polixenes. He sincerely loves Perdita and remains devoted to her despite obstacles. 6. Camillo, an honest and wise nobleman. He saves Polixenes' life and later helps unite the families. 7. Paulina, a courageous noblewoman and loyal friend of Hermione. She speaks truth to Leonce and preserves hope until the final reunion. 8. Antigonus, husband of Paulina. He abandons Perdita in Bohemia as ordered by Leonce and dies after being chased by a bear. 9. Mamilius, young son of Leonce and Hermione. His death symbolizes the tragic consequences of his father's jealousy. 10. The old shepherd, finds and raises Perdita with kindness, unknowingly protecting the future princess. Main themes. 1. Jealousy. Leon's irrational jealousy destroys his family and brings suffering to everyone around him. Shakespeare shows how destructive unfounded suspicion can be. 2. Forgiveness and redemption. The play emphasizes that sincere repentance can lead to forgiveness. Leon's years of remorse eventually earn him reconciliation with Hermione and Perdita. 3. Family and reconciliation. Separated family members are reunited after many years, highlighting the enduring strength of love and family bonds. 4. Time and healing. The 16-year gap demonstrates that time can heal emotional wounds and create opportunities for restoration and happiness. 5. Appearance versus reality. Leonce mistakes innocence for guilt, while Perdita appears to be a shepherd's daughter but is actually a princess. Shakespeare reminds us that appearances can be deceptive. Conclusion. The Winter's Tale is a powerful Shakespearean romance that moves from tragedy to hope. Through the journey of Leonce, Shakespeare explores the destructive effects of jealousy and the healing power of repentance, forgiveness, and love. The play's miraculous ending, with Hermione's return and Perdita's reunion with her parents, makes it one of Shakespeare's most uplifting works and a timeless study of human weakness and redemption.